Avalanche. They've taken a breather recently. They started 2023 really weak, then toward the second half of 2023 got really strong, and now they're kind of hovering, but still they haven't gone down. They're still in the top 10. Now they got inscriptions. A lot of these chains now have inscriptions, right? And yeah, you know, it's bringing a lot of attention to people. I should say, a lot of attention to chains because BRC20, now you got like all these other standards on all these chains everywhere, right? So pretty big. And whenever you see inscriptions come onto a new chain, you generally see like an increase in activity, volume, and price, right? So inscriptions are now on Avalanche, but that's not why I'm excited about Avalanche, because Avalanche, you know what? They're doing all the right things. They're growing. They're just growing, building and growing. You know, their NFT community is growing, right? Obviously, we got memes. They're somewhat growing, right? But NFTs, volume, overall volume, DEX volume, everything is growing. And you know what? Grayscale decided to add Avalanche to their digital large cap fund, right? Can there be an Avalanche ETF around the corner? Maybe. No, probably not. Probably not, but who knows? Who knows? With all the ETF hype, it's fun to speculate, right? Grayscale believes in Avalanche. Can we get an Avalanche ETF? But obviously, they're doing that because there are institutional interests out there. There are institutions that are thinking about adding Avalanche or utilize Avalanche, more importantly, for their endeavors. Avalanche does have subnets that also cater to institutions. But also, what about game makers? There are game makers that are coming aboard. Avalanche is making a big push into games. That's why you're seeing major game studios come aboard, right? You also have coin burning. That's kind of one of the fundamental things about Avalanche. The more fees there are, the more burning, right? Small burns that add up over time. That's great, right? But like I said, they're making a big push into games, right? And Beam is a big reason, because Beam from Mirror Circle is a subnet on Avalanche, and they're 100% into games. Okay, so the stronger Beam gets, the stronger Avalanche gets. So that is it's a tight relationship basically, right? And if you're wondering on Beam, I mean, they're just onboarding a ton of games. And Beam overall isn't doing too shabby either. Beam is up a little bit today, closing in at 1 billion market cap. Okay, so Beam is definitely interesting. Avalanche is interesting, but here's the thing. We got a major competitor that just came out today. So let me move on to the next crypto project, the next L1, right? That's supporting this next big project. Well, a lot of you guys know also the L2 Arbitrum. Arbitrum is a scaling solution for Ethereum, right? They are, by TVL, they're the largest L2 out there by a long shot, way bigger than Optimism or anything else, right? They're known for DeFi. They're known for a L2 that helps EVM dApps scale. But did you know that Arbitrum is also getting into games? Why not? If they're into everything else, why not get into games, right? So now the Arbitrum Foundation is giving grants to a lot of game makers, but here's the thing. They're not just concentrating on games, they're concentrating on getting L3s out. Yeah, that's right, because Arbitrum itself is L2. If you're wondering what L2 is, it's a scaling chain. It's a scaling layer on top of Ethereum. They're built on top of Ethereum. Okay, they have this tight relationship with the Ethereum. So they're considered L2. But they're coming out with L3s. Okay, the very first L3 just launched today called Zai. And they're a gaming blockchain. So they're exactly like Beam for Avalanche, except Zai is the gaming platform or chain on top of Arbitrum, and they're considered the very first L3. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. I mean, they're exactly as it sounds. Their entire chain designed for blockchain gaming. That's what they're about. And they already have some big backers like Animoca Brands, which is they're absolutely huge in both Asia and in the West. Animoca Brands is big everywhere. They are involved with them as well. And Binance is also involved too, right? So today they did an airdrop, and as soon as it came out, it got listed on Binance, it got listed on KuCoin, it got listed on a dozen other exchanges, and Zai is now going up in a big way. So they are the equivalent of Beam for Arbitrum, and it can make Arbitrum a powerhouse in the gaming sector, even though they're not known for gaming, but they are definitely expanding towards there. And Zai itself, well, they're off to the races. They already announced other games that's coming on board itself, right? So it's kind of an interesting relationship. So in case you're wondering, they debuted, right? And they're up, I don't know, a ton. They're up to about $307 million, okay, overall. Not bad, right? But Beam is $1 billion. So obviously there's room to grow. There's like 3x room to grow, right? But I do think gaming sector, and any chains that support games, right, can have a huge, giant year in 2024 because we have so many games that are actually playable. They're not being worked on. They're not being developed. They're actually ready for prime time, and they're going to come out. And they will draw in a lot of users, right, into the space. The DEX aggregator, Jupiter, a lot of people have been asking about Jupiter. They are going to be airdropping. End of the month, January 31st, you're going to get an airdrop. So whether you make thousands or tens of thousands or a few hundred, I don't know. When Jito airdropped, a lot of people made a lot of money. So if you've been using Jupiter, then you'll probably go be making some money when you get your airdrops. But be careful, though. Here's the thing about airdrops, okay? Too many people fall for airdrop scams. Normally, when you're going to get an airdrop, you just get it automatically. They already know your address because they know, for this example, for Jupiter, that you've been using it. They could see all the addresses, and they'll just airdrop to the address that's been using the platform, right? But there are a lot of scam airdrop sites that say, oh, you can only claim an airdrop if you go here, go to this site, right? But in most cases, those are phishing scam sites. Neon is a smaller new chain that's kind of like almost like a layer 2 for Solana, kind of. And basically they're EVM compatible, and they're enticing dApp makers to come on Neon EVM so that they could stay EVM and get the benefits of Solana. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, and they're trying to, bring a lot of DeFi projects to the board. So maybe Aave comes to Solana because of Neon, which will be interesting, and it'll be good for Aave. A lot of people use Aave, and it'll be good for Solana as well. Solana's TVL has been going up a lot, so this will probably help it go up even more.